Tonight on The Record, is he in or is he out? Sources now telling Fox News that Vice President Joe Biden is in. He's ready to run, but we've all heard that one before. We've even reported it right here on The Record. So, is Vice President Joe Biden actually trying to be the next president, or is he enjoying sort of tormenting the political pundits with mystery? Fox News White House correspondent Kevin Corke is live at the White House. Kevin, what's the story?
I love your lead-in. You hit the nail on the head once again, Greta. He's tormenting us all because, frankly, in Washington, we're like, will you just run already or just say you're not going to run? All right, now, all that said, there are three things I want you to think about as it relates to a possible run for the White House for the vice president. Number one, does he have the support of this White House? If it does, it means he can go after Hillary Clinton with the backing of the man who not only knows her best, but more importantly, knows how to beat her. Number two, does he have the stamina? Guy's 72 years old, and that means rolling nonstop with the campaign pressure for about 12 and a half months. And this is important. Number three, barring an indictment related to the email server problem, can he differentiate himself enough from the former Secretary of State to win over Democrats and enough independents to win a general election? Of course, the last one is the key, and that requires a very hard look, not just at his personal beliefs, but also his policies on the heels of two failed White House bids. So what happened in '88, what happened in 2008, will or will not matter in 2016 if he runs, because he feels like this is his best shot. We'll see if it happens. Ed Henry, our colleague, is reporting that he is expected to run. Of course, we'll keep watching it from our perch here at the White House, Greta.
Well, Kevin, is anyone trying to hack into her phone or into Vice President Biden's phone or email to find out if they're like at least talking back and forth and having any conversation about it?
You know, it's funny. Whenever you ask Josh Earnest, hey, listen, has the president and the vice president sort of talked about this? He's very coy. Now, I understand the job, but I try to read between the lines. I try to look at body language, and it appears to me, Greta, that it is obvious that the president and the vice president have laid this out. They're trying to figure out a way for him to do what's best for him, meaning for the vice president. I still feel like he'll run. But we'll find out together probably by Thursday. And if not, I've heard some people even mention by Monday because it would let the whole Benghazi thing play out and he could have a full news cycle to himself. We'll figure out one way or another soon enough.
All the political wizards said we're going to hear by last weekend. So I don't know. We'll see.
Exactly.
Anyway, Kevin, thank you.
You bet.
And talk about buzz. Vice President Biden has been the talk of the town in Washington. And just about everywhere he goes, the people are asking his 2016 plans.
Are you running for president? Have you made your decision yet?
Can't hear you.
Have you made your decision yet?
There does come a point where a decision has to be made.
The real test of whether or not Joe Biden wants to run for president is if he starts attacking Hillary Clinton's ethics.
That he has run for president twice before, I think should be a clear indication that he believes that he's got something to offer.
We can bend history to our own making.
I'm not going to comment on what Joe's doing or not doing. You can direct those questions to my very able vice president.
He's talented, he's got a lot to offer, but it's a hard road forward if he decides to go.
Former Speaker of the House and the author of the brand new novel Duplicity, Speaker Newt Gingrich, is here to go on the record. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
You know, I'm fine. I'm playing the parlor game in Washington about Vice President Biden, and it's gotten so confusing. I don't remember what I last predicted. So at least I need to have you play. Is Vice President Biden running or not?
Oh, I think he's running. And I think he's running partly as an insurance policy because Hillary may well collapse at some point. I think he's running partly because as she moves to the left, she's taking positions that are increasingly at odds with the Obama policy. And if you'll notice, 90% of Obama's major fundraisers have not committed to her. 90%. That means that there's a huge group of potential fundraisers who are waiting for the Obama candidate. And I think the signs are the Obama candidate will end up being Joe Biden.
Why now? And certainly now, I mean, there's so much speculation, even speculation that he's going to do it on the eve of Secretary Clinton's testimony before the Benghazi committee. But, you know, why this sort of, how the drip, drip, drip and the timing problem?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think he had to spend some time in mourning for his son. I think that was a very real, very deep, very personal pain, and I don't think he could just turn on a dime from that. I think, second, the clock starts to work in terms of entering the South Carolina primary and doing some other key things. And so there comes a point where you've got to start making a move. But frankly, Secretary Clinton has had a bad couple months. She has decayed. You know, in one study that I saw, when you ask her name and you do word association, the word liar comes up as the most frequent single word people associate with Hillary Clinton. So if you're Joe Biden watching that, you're thinking, hey, there is going to be an opening here at some point.
Except you're so popular until you actually announce you're going to run, and then all of a sudden, you know, you become a whole lot less popular. I mean, everyone, you know, a lot of the Democrats love Joe Biden right now, but if he jumps into the race, you know, that honeymoon may be over.
Well, it may be, and I think, but he has a very good political personality. I mean, he really does love life. He loves people. He loves campaigning, and I suspect that he will be pretty enthusiastic and pretty energetic. You know, there's some talk about his age, but the truth is he's been running around for 6 years as the Vice President of the United States. That is not an easy job, and he has certainly shown that he has a great deal of energy when it comes to politics.
So who does President Obama, if Vice President Biden gets in, does he just stay silent, or does he pick between his former Secretary of State and his Vice President?
You just showed a second ago the president saying, you know, I left that up to Joe. You know, good friend. He's described the vice president as the best choice he made. Remember, they also made a choice for Hillary Clinton, but he put Biden as the best choice he made. I don't think all those bundlers are sitting around not raising money for Hillary because they're getting signals from Obama that they should. I think they kind of feel like the president doesn't mind them sitting on the sidelines waiting for Joe Biden to enter.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, sir.
Great to be with you.
So is now the time for Vice President Biden to just go ahead and jump into the race? A brand new CNN poll showing former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton didn't get much of a post-debate bump up in the polls. 45% of Democrats saying they'd vote for Secretary Clinton. That's just a 3% increase just before the debate. Are these latest polls impacting Vice President Biden's decision? Democratic strategist Joe Trippi is here. Joe, nice to see you. And I didn't really expect a bounce up for any of these people because people have sort of picked their sides watching these debates already.
I think, one, that's true, but the other thing that said to me is that the people who were watching the debate tuned in to root for their person. In other words, if you were already for Hillary Clinton, you tuned in to watch for her. If you were for Bernie Sanders, you tuned in to watch for him. That meant there wasn't a lot of room for any movement to anybody, which is why they both sort of floated up a little. But it also shows why, like, you know, poor Martin O'Malley, who actually had a decent debate, but there weren't any votes to get. He actually became an asterisk after the debate. So it's kind of amazing.
If Vice President Biden does get in it, your thoughts about the timing if he announces this week? And obviously, where there's a lot of attention on Secretary Clinton at the Benghazi committee.
Well, I think you hit it right. I mean, the high point's going to be the day you get in. After that, one of the reasons she's in the position she's in is because she's been hammered for the last 5 months since all this email and server stuff happened. That's going to happen to him, too. I mean, the Republicans and Democrats are going to do that.
You know, I think if Vice President Biden does get in, I actually think that he will steal votes not from Secretary Clinton, but from Senator Bernie Sanders.
David Axelrod said it's a tough road from here if he gets in. It is. It doesn't mean he's the only person that would have any chance at maneuvering through this, but the strengths of both those candidates, Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, make it very tough. White progressives that are in love with Bernie Sanders right now, how is he going to get any of them to come his way?
For the life of me, I can't figure out why the Democratic Party is embracing him, because he doesn't even want to be a Democrat. I mean, I've never seen someone who doesn't want to be in the club, and yet the club says, fine, he wants to be a socialist. He didn't even want to be a Democrat on the ticket when he ran for Senate in Vermont.
The voters who are for him are fervently for him, and I don't see Bernie. I don't see
When they invited
Biden
him on the stage, why did they give him a podium? He doesn't want to be in the club.
And then the women that are for Hillary and the African Americans that are for Hillary. I mean, it is going to be. You know, he is well liked by all of them.
Bernie
by
Sanders
all those
or Biden?
groups.
Biden
is. So but he has to somehow get those people to leave somebody they like It's not going to be easy. You don't do that by attacking Hillary or attacking Bernie. It's going to be a very difficult path to get there.
But it'll be great to watch democracy work. Anyway, Joe, thank you.